So I'm in the United Arab Emirates right now, and today we're going to fly to Thailand with a brief layover in Hong Kong on Cathay Pacific's Airbus A350 and then on their A330 to see how the airline has evolved during the corona pandemic and how big the service cutbacks actually are. Because rumors have it that Cathay Pacific has actually cut down significantly when it comes to service. If you haven't seen any episode of our review series Brutally Honest before, basically what we do is we don't just review the flight, but we look at whether the flight fulfills your expectations or not. Because I believe that expectations is really all that matters. Why do people fly on low-cost airlines? Because they have low expectations, because they paid a low price. But Cathay Pacific is often called one of the best airlines in the world, so the expectations are naturally going to be quite high. And we're going to check whether Cathay Pacific still holds on to that 5-star standard. So this video today is sponsored by no one. We don't really do sponsorships with shady VPN companies or with build-your-own-website things. If you think our work is worth supporting, please check out our channel members page. Consider becoming a channel member. It's sort of like Patreon, just that it's right here on YouTube. Our lowest tier starts at just €2 a month. That's 24 euros a year. And you know, these 24 euros can make a difference to us. It can help us secure the seat reservation with the best possible wing view for a flight. It also helps us, improve the quality of our videos. We've got a new camera. I'm wearing a mic. That's something I didn't do before. And that's all thanks to our channel members. So if you think our work is worth supporting, please consider becoming a channel member. But I don't want to annoy you with that any further. Let's go to Dubai Airport and let's fly to Hong Kong. Due to the pandemic, there is a sizable amount of paperwork necessary to be allowed to travel to Thailand. After a thorough 20-minute dock check, I was ready to go. By the way, transiting at Hong Kong Airport did not come with any specific pandemic-related requirements. Thank you. Cathay Pacific, like most airlines in Dubai, use Concourse D, which is reachable by train. The terminal was only opened in 2016 and is the newest one at DXB. Emirates, by the way, is one of the few airlines not in here. They use Terminal 3. And in case you missed it, last week we published a Brutally Honest episode about Emirates' Airbus A380 economy class in 2021, so make sure to check it out if you're interested. Our flight to Hong Kong is operated by a 2020-built Airbus A350-900. And at the time of filming, Cathay Pacific only operated a single weekly flight between Dubai and Hong Kong. Despite that, the plane was pretty empty, with only a couple dozen seats taken. Thank you. Thank you. We're flying in economy class, as we almost always do, and Cathay's A350s feature the standard 333 configured economy cabin. Instantly visible is the unusually dark color they chose for their cabin. I'm not sure if I like it or not. What do you think? Is that a cabin design you feel comfortable in? Let me know in the comments. So, what would you expect from a 5-star airline on a long-haul flight in economy class? Well, first, a blanket and a pillow, which were both waiting on the seats already. Then you'd expect a good legroom, and honestly, that is pretty good. A complimentary pair of headphones can be found in a seat pocket, and of course personal entertainment screens can be found at every seat. Due to the low number of passengers, boarding was completed very quickly and we are already pushing back. So let me show you more details of the cabin once we're airborne. The crew also just handed out bottles of water, which I was not expecting and is certainly a very thoughtful gesture. before dinner is served, let's take a brief look at the seats. Each one is equipped with this little contraption. It does a few different things. First, it's a tablet or phone holder, but it also reveals the USB port, which can be used to charge said tablet or phone. And then it also features a cup holder and a bit of storage space. A very nifty thing. You'll find the audio port inside the armrest, and there's also a coat hook, and below the seats are universal power outlets, which can be used to charge larger devices such as laptops. The seat also features a tray table, which can be used half opened or fully opened. We'll use it fully opened now because dinner is about to be served. To my disappointment, there was only one choice available. It kind of makes sense with less than 50 passengers aboard, but I do feel like it's at least worth mentioning. The main course was a chicken stir-fry with white rice and steamed vegetables. Very tasty. It was served alongside a warm bread roll fresh from the oven with some butter, and as an appetizer, Cathay served some cold cuts, and for dessert, you'd get some ice cream. I also got myself a Coke with a lemon slice, and the meal also contained another bottle of water. During boarding, every passenger got one of these hygiene kits, which is great to have in this day and age. It contained a fresh face mask and 3 antiseptic hand wipes. The in-flight entertainment aboard Cathay's A350 is pretty standard, with a good selection of movies and TV shows. However, like Emirates, Cathay also puts 2 minutes of ads in front of every episode or movie, and I know the flight is long and I have enough time, but that's just really annoying. Cathay Pacific also offers Wi-Fi for purchase on their A350s. A couple of thunderstorms were visible over India, but all in all the flight was very smooth, and I got quite a lot of sleep. The adjustable headrests were super comfortable, but I would lie if I said that having the whole row to myself didn't play the main role in being well rested now. Before landing, the crew handed out these breakfast boxes and some more water. Actually, all throughout the flight the crew offered cups of water, which was very considerate of them. The breakfast box only included this sandwich loaded with meat and a little cup of fresh fruit. Like the main meal, the breakfast box also contained some more antiseptic wipes. You were basically littered with them at every part of the journey, which did give me a very safe feeling.
So I was touching down at 5:15 in the morning at the bay shortly after that. Weather conditions for your arrival is 28 degrees, light wind and some scattered cloud cover. It's a 4-hour time change between Dubai and Hong Kong. The time now is 4:41 in the morning. On behalf of Cathay Pacific and the crew, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with us, and we're looking forward to seeing you again when next you fly.
One thing I hoped Cathay Pacific would provide was an amenity kit. Their competitor Hong Kong Airlines used to provide them on their long-haul flights back in 2019, and it's common amongst 5-star airlines to offer them in economy class, though unfortunately Cathay did not.
Kong. It is a safety requirement that you remain seated with the seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Please be careful when opening the overhead compartment as items inside may fall out. Kindly take all your belongings with you when leaving the aircraft. Mobile phone and portable electronic devices with cellular function may now be switched on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
See you, goodbye.
Thank you. We arrived in Hong Kong shortly before sunrise, and I was so happy to finally be back in East Asia, even if it was only for a few hours. Right after exiting the plane, every passenger had their documents checked and received a green sticker one had to wear visibly throughout staying at Hong Kong Airport. However, my happiness about being back in East Asia quickly faded after realizing just how deserted the airport actually was. All shops and restaurants were shuttered. Luckily, they did serve meals inside the lounge, but if you were outside the lounge in the terminal, the only way to get food was to order it online and have it delivered. I've been to Hong Kong Airport before, and knowing how bustling the airport used to be with passengers traveling to destinations all over the globe, it was more depressing than I anticipated to see it so eerily empty. Throughout the day there were only around 24 flights, with my flight to Phuket being one of them. Our onward flight is operated by B-HLW, a 2003 built Airbus A330-300. My seat will be 62K, a window seat in the rear section of economy class, which features the standard 242 configuration.
Your attention, please. The aircraft is now being refueled. Please remain seated and do not fasten your seatbelt.
As expected, the legroom was a bit less than on the A350, but still totally fine. The seat also featured these little extra pockets, as well as a tray table which can be used half opened or fully opened, and also a cup holder. A coat hook and a USB port are installed as well, and during boarding the crew once again handed out the hygiene kits we've seen on the previous flight. Oh, and the headrests are adjustable as well.
If any electronic devices become trapped in your seat, please don't adjust your seat and ask our crew to help you. 而家請關上具有無線上網同藍牙功能嘅電子用品，又或者將佢哋調校到飛行模式。
Headphones provided are the same as on the flight from Dubai, and again the crew handed out bottles of water right after takeoff. The in-flight entertainment system here on the A330s offers significantly fewer options than on the A350, but for a 3-hour flight, I do not really mind. The seats are also equipped with personal universal power outlets, which can be found beneath the seats. To my surprise, this time there was more than one meal option available. I went with the fried noodles with chicken, which was delicious. A warm bread roll, strawberry jam, and butter were also provided. And I also got a strawberry yogurt and some fresh fruit, as well as coffee and orange juice. All in all, that's a breakfast I'm really happy with. After another hour-long nap, we started our approach into Phuket. Thank you. Upon arrival in Thailand, it was time to get all documents checked once more, followed by a COVID test which I had to prepay before coming to Thailand. And then it was off to quarantine at the hotel until a negative test result came back, but that just took 4 hours for me. We have finally made it to Phuket, and this marks the end of the video, and the final conclusion for Cathay Pacific is not what it used to be, but still not a bad airline. I wouldn't hesitate to fly with Cathay Pacific again, and I certainly will, especially because I want to show you what it's like maybe, you know, next year or 2 years from now. But if you don't want to miss any of our upcoming videos, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of interesting episodes of Brutally Honest coming up. I'm actually going to leave Phuket on Singapore Airlines heading to New York, if, you know, travel restrictions don't mess it up, and fly on the world's longest flight, which is going to be an extremely interesting video coming up. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and thank you very much for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.